Yo, what's good? I'm not gonna lie, we got some more horror type reactions. Alright, man is force fed until he explodes. Twisted punishments in horror movies. Now I just did, what was it called? I'm gonna edit this out. How you doing? I just did worst punishments in horror movies. Now this is the most twisted punishments. And, you know what I'm saying, I put these first because it's only 5:30, as you can see. So I don't have to worry about having nightmares of peeing on myself. So I'm watching the scary stuff first. I work smarter, not harder.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll look at some more twisted punishments. But just a heads up, we're doing a slight change. Basically, we're dividing the picks into different categories so that the video maintains more of a balanced tone. And even
really?
though all
He's
the
changing up
punishments
the,
we're looking at today are really messed up,
you know,
some of the scenes are actually kind of cool, and one of them is pretty funny.
I remember that guy. Most creative. Alright.
Now, quite a few of you have recommended this one, and rightfully so. In 7, two detectives played by Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt hunt a serial killer who's committing murders based on the 7 deadly sins.
This is on Netflix. I was going to watch this, but I was like, it was made in the 90s something,
the movie
so I ain't
definitely
watching
makes
that
a very strong impression during the first few minutes by presenting perhaps the strangest one of them all. The two detectives meet in front of a house and go inside of a small, dark room to see the crime scene with the killer's latest victim. In there, there's a dead body of a morbidly obese man. It's shown that before he died, his feet were held together with barbed.
Yo, that just reminded me, when I was younger, I didn't know what what's the system called where your digestive system, I didn't know what that was. So I used to think when you eat, all the food just stays in your stomach and you just keep growing and growing. So I used to be scared of like how much I'm going to eat. So I thought I would just get like, I thought I would look like this.
Wire.
I didn't know that food left your body after you eat.
Mystery until an
I was a dumb little kid.
Before the
Man, I got some stories for another time. Stuff I did as a kid.
Stay at the table and eat so
Not proud
much
of it
food
either.
until he burst open. The man then kept eating until his stomach exploded.
Dang.
Officially, he died from internal bleeding after being kicked to the side, which acted as a catalyst for the hemorrhage.
Should I watch that movie? It doesn't even look that bad for a 90s movie.
This man ate till he burst.
All of this is much worse when you see the condition of the apartment and the terrible food he ate. The apartment is infested with cockroaches, and it looks like he only ate gruel, like in a prison.
Gruel omelets. Nothing but gruel.
It's also a very creative torture method. Awful, but creative. Something else that's very off-putting is when the doctor who did the autopsy wants to show us
the most common things,
and he
like
proceeds to pull out what
pull the
looks
teeth
like a
out.
stuffed grocery bag. Usually a person's stomach is
Whip
supposed
them.
to be the size of your fist and can only hold about 2 liters in volume when you're full. That looks like 3 gallons.
Dang.
Hereditary.
Most surprising.
Hereditary is a modern classic which really stood out from most other horror movies.
Never seen this.
Even though the plot is eerily similar to the Paranormal Activity franchise.
I need you to link me some horror
Here we
movies.
follow a family
But
whose
listen,
life slowly begins.
I don't like paranormal horror movies. I like killers and stuff like that. They're like monsters, creatures, but I don't like paranormal because, bro, if I watch a paranormal horror movie, my clothes rack, any type of clothes, any chair, I'm gonna think it's a person.
To crumble after the grandmother's death. Already in the beginning, which takes place at a funeral, it becomes clear that she was involved with some sketchy people who are later revealed to be part of a demonic cult. And although the movie has a rather slow beginning, there are some moments that just hit like a brick. One scene in particular shocked audiences everywhere, and it's after Peter is asked to take his sister, Charlie, to a high school party.
That's like
with
the dude
him.
from Old.
The mother suggested that they go together.
You're going. She's going with you.
Great. Horrible idea. Why? Well, during this party, Charlie eats some chocolate cake which is made with walnuts, but she has a nut allergy. Her throat starts closing up as it slowly begins to swell, but it takes her some time to realize what's happening. After a few minutes, she goes to her brother who's getting baked in the bedroom, and when he slowly understands what's happening, he
doesn't know what
drives
she's
her to the
talking
hospital. On their way, he's speeding down a road because Charlie's throat keeps getting tighter, making it harder for her to breathe.
Oh no, he's about
She
to crash.
sticks her head out the window for some fresh air, But only a few seconds later, there's a dead animal on the road. Peter swerves the car to the right, and Charlie's head hits a lamppost, decapitating her, and she's dead instantly.
Oh.
Later on, we even just see her lose
Why does it
head
sound
on the
like
road.
that?
This almost
Sounds like a Minecraft fall.
Later on, we
Holy
even just
moly.
see her loose head on the road. This almost comes completely out of the blue, especially considering the film's slower pacing, and it feels so real. Because what happens is that Peter is just in complete shock. He's scared to even look at the back seat, and eventually just continues driving, leaving his sister
He
in the
just
back
left her.
for his mother to discover in the morning.
How's this a punishment, though?
And I think everyone can relate to this on some level. I mean, Peter's reaction. You did something bad, and you come home and just sit there awaiting the consequences you will face after
Word.
people inevitably find out what you did. I'm saying this because
Word.
some people said that Peter's reaction is stupid, but I think it's very real for someone in shock. Friday the 13th 8, Jason takes Manhattan.
Oh, this is the funniest twisted.
Now, even though this is a
punishment.
twisted death, it is done in a less serious horror comedy style. By the way, I've got to be honest, I haven't seen all of the Friday the 13th movies.
Yo,
because
Jason is
there are
low-key
more than 10 of
overpowered,
them.
like.
But one that I did
He's just
watch
so big and
specifically
strong.
because of this death
And he
was
never gets
Jason
tired, I
Takes
noticed that
Manhattan.
too.
You might ask where in the Jason Voorhees timeline this story fits? No. The plot? I don't know. There's like a boat, an annoying geezer, discount Shrek, doesn't matter.
what is that?
Basically, Jason follows a bunch of cool kids to Manhattan and goes on another killing spree.
Remember the
By way,
boxer,
even though
he
that's
fights
the
him on the
name,
thing.
it's only like the last
I remember
third
that.
of the film. So one of his victims is Julius, a boxer. At one point, Jason pursues him, and there's a small chase to a rooftop. When Julius ends up being trapped up there, he decides to fight Jason.
Nah, I respect
Since
this dude.
doesn't
He
have a
fought
weapon,
back.
He chooses to punch him in the
He's
face
making our
a lot.
people look
He
good.
puts up a pretty good fight, but it just doesn't do much.
Me.
Jason just keeps taking the punches and doesn't even bother to fight back. It probably reminds you of The Simpsons when Homer was a boxer and his strategy was just to take hundreds of hits in the head to tire the other person out. That's exactly what happens here. Once Julius
But can
delivers
Jason take a
so
punch
many
from me,
punches
though?
until he's unable to hit him anymore,
Yeah.
he offers Jason to take his best shot.
Your best shot.
Following this, Jason delivers such an insanely strong punch that the guy's head goes flying across the roof.
Yeah, Jason can't be human.
I'm pretty sure that I can show this because it's not graphic. I mean, it looks like a Halloween decoration. But the best
Facts.
part is that the man's head lands in the dumpster, which then slams shut. It's a mix of being messed up and violent, yet it looks so over the top that it's funny. And it's obviously intentional. I mean, the dumpster slamming shut, that wouldn't happen in real life. The only purpose
Yo,
of that is
has
to make
anybody
you
ever
laugh.
gotten
Come on.
knocked out?
Ghost
I want to
shut.
know how that feels. Well, I don't want to
I'm
know,
going to
but
guess that
I'm
none of
curious.
you have watched
Buy Nest Hub online and pick it up at the new Google store in Williamsburg. Get in-person help with questions about your new Nest.
this movie. This
I
was
heard
one
that
of
it
the
feels like
earliest
you just
horror
go to
films that
sleep
was
and then
ever
wake up
shown
not
to me.
remembering what
I
happens.
didn't watch it until much later.
I don't know
but
how you
do
can get
remember
hit
seeing
that
the
hard
first
and just
scene
go to
when I was
sleep.
very young, and it's probably the highlight of the entire
Crazy.
film. We opened during an evening on a cruise ship in 1962. It seems
Okay.
like a pretty fun time, and everyone's in a generally good mood. Well, everyone but a young girl. The guests are all dancing together to some live music, but it doesn't take long for something to go horribly wrong. A utility wire that is used for different things around the top deck has a
Oh,
ton
nah.
of pressure put on it and ends
Oh,
up
nah.
snapping. This leads to the wire being shot across the deck, and for the next few seconds, it quickly zips through the entire crowd.
Nigga like me, nigga like me.
At first, it's a little unclear what exactly happened as everyone just stands there frozen stiff, and it's completely quiet. But it doesn't take long for the first person to fall apart.
Dang.
It's revealed that everyone got sliced into two pieces by the wire. But as all the people collapsed onto the floor, it's revealed that the young girl was a little too short and ducked just in time. So the wire went over her head. But
So
it
they
looks
could've
like
laid on the
everyone
floor.
else is dead. Being sliced clean in half has got to be up there with the worst punishments,
especially when they
you
slide
consider
off.
the amount of people affected, as well as the fact that some of them are
Start
still
playing Fruit
alive.
Ninja.
You can see people crawling around, moving their arms, trying to find their lower half, showing that they are fully aware of what's going on. And that moment where everyone is just dead silent before dropping onto the floor still gives me goosebumps.
OMG.
Vivarium.
Oh!
This is
I
probably
seen
my
this.
favorite category, the psychological punishments.
I
These
seen
aren't
this.
necessarily graphic, but they're still really bad. And it's usually the stuff that happens in my nightmares. And
Or-
this one is really odd. Vivarium starts off very much unlike any other horror film and follows a couple as they go looking for a new potential house to buy. They're convinced by a pretty creepy real estate agent to just look at an affordable option in a place called Yonder, a neighborhood that is supposedly perfect for the suburban lifestyle. They go there,
Hint! See, I wasn't even paying attention to this when I watched it. Quality family homes forever.
neighborhood that is supposedly
home right
perfect
now.
for the suburban lifestyle.
See,
They go
I get all the
there,
little
park in front of
details.
the house, and instantly it looks creepy. And I think that's quite an accomplishment, considering that it's the middle of the day. This is
No
scary
cars
for the
outside?
same reason the back rooms are. It's just
Oh, speaking of this, the next video I watch after this in like 5 minutes, honestly, it's where is this picture from?
And the
Like, what
sickly
is that
hospital
picture?
green color of the house
Told you, I'm watching the
doesn't
scary
help.
stuff first,
they
so I don't
want
gotta,
to
you
live
know what I'm
here,
saying,
but they can
be
just
paranoid
leave,
at night.
Right? Wrong. The real estate agent
I know I'm not
left while they were
superhuman.
checking
I'm
out the
scared.
garden, and now they can't get out. I mean, they can leave the house.
You are
and
too, you just
drive
don't wanna
around,
admit it.
But this Yonder neighborhood is infinitely big. It's like an endless amount of these houses are continuously copied in front of them. Even stranger is that no matter where they go, they always end up in front of the same house, number
Yup.
9. Even after going into
Number
the
9.
same direction all day,
Right.
they remain
Right.
exactly where they started. Being trapped in a confined space is a lot of people's worst nightmare, and I think Vivarium did a pretty good job of taking that
Stuck
fear
in a
and
genjutsu.
applying it to a much larger scale. It's just so eerie that you are technically free to walk, yet are still trapped. And this maze is unbeatable. There's no way out, which makes it so hopeless and depressing. I mean, if you're one of the realtor guys who brought them here, in that case you're taught to navigate the space, but other than that, it's impossible. So those were some pretty twisted punishments. By the way, I know these aren't technically the worst ones. Some of you guys keep commenting for me to cover a Serbian film. Guys, I can't.
Oh,
YouTube's
no.
going to take my channel away if I cover
Facts.
movies like
I
that.
heard about
too
a Serbian
deeply,
film.
and I don't want to risk it.
I'm
Anyways,
not
as
trying to
always,
watch it.
thank you so much for
Word.
watching. I hope you liked it and that I get to see you
You're
guys
welcome, young buck.
in the next video.
Alright. What do you think was the most twisted punishment? I'm not gonna lie, that first one, force fed, was kind of crazy. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know what else to do. Oh, wait, I messed up. Like, share, comment, and then you know what else to do. Subscribe. It's free. Free support.